Okay, if you don't really care for the teams in the Super Bowl, but you want somebody to root for come Sunday, let me give you the lore behind both teams so you can pick a side for Sunday, starting with the Patriots here. Now, before I get into the good parts of the Patriots, it is important to understand that most of the football community is rooting against the Patriots because they're sick of seeing them win because Tom Brady was their quarterback and gave them like 80 gajillion Super Bowl rings. And typically after one of the best players to ever play the game leaves, or your quarterback leaves and you have the success, you're supposed to go through like a period of a rough patch, like a few years, almost a decade before you're really, really good again. People are just pissed off that Drake May in his sophomore year has already brought this team back to a Super Bowl, 4 to 5 years later? Like the general casual NFL fan is tired of seeing the Patriots win. With that said, this team is very likable. Drake May and Michael May, if you haven't seen them, you're living under a rock. Just a super, super cute couple. Also, Cardi B is also a wag. She's dating Stefon Diggs, who's one of the wide receivers for the Patriots. So if you're in on the wags, that's a reason to root for the Patriots, as well as they are the underdogs in this game. They're slight underdogs. Not even slight. They're decent-sized underdogs here, so if you like the underdog story. But again, people are like, do they really deserve to be called underdogs when they're one of the greatest dynasties in the NFL? That's up for interpretation. Also, a lot of young vibes. Their quarterback's super young. They have a lot of defensive guys that are super young. So it's just fun for them to be here for the first time. Not as much veteran energy as you're going to see from the Seahawks. Now, this is Sam Darnold, the Seahawks quarterback. This is Cooper Kupp, their veteran wide receiver. Now, Cooper Kupp's team, the Rams, traded him away this year, basically saying, you're old and washed. So he's kind of on a revenge narrative of like, I'm not old and washed. Actually, I'm going to go to the Super Bowl. So if you're rooting for that type of narrative, that's great. Sam Darnold, very similar situation. Although this team is favored to win, the Sam Darnold story in general is very much an underdog story. Let me explain. He gets drafted number 3 overall to the Jets, right? People are like, oh my God, this is our franchise quarterback. Terrible year. He also gets killed by the Patriots multiple times in his time as a Jet, which is ironic. So now he's on the revenge tour. But anyway, terrible season. People are like, oh my God, this was a bad pick. Then he spends years as a backup. He went to the Panthers as a backup where he met his fiance or his wife. Did they get married yet? I think. At the Niners as a backup, like he just became not so much a number 3 overall draft pick vibe. And then he goes to Minnesota and then ends up having an icon behavior year. I think they won 14 games last season. People were like, oh my God, Sam Darnold's back. He's the man. And then the Minnesota Vikings trade him away. Or maybe he was a free agent. Point being, they got rid of him. He was like, dude, I just won you 14 games. You really don't believe in me? That's crazy. Seahawks pick him up. And now he's going to the Super Bowl. True icon behavior, super, super big comeback from how his season started with a really big letdown situation with the Jets and then years as a backup as well. And then a team not believing in him. This is very cool for him. So the Seahawks are favored, but this is kind of its own underdog story. And then you also have the legitimate underdogs of the Patriots. Okay, bye.